Have you ever wondered why a simple trip or a small fall can lead to a broken bone as we get older? Many people believe weak bones are just a normal part of aging. But that isn't the whole story. The truth is, some everyday foods that seem harmless may slowly make it harder for your body to keep bones strong. What's surprising is that several of these foods are found in kitchens across America every single day. Even more surprising, the last few foods on today's list often catch people completely off guard. So, if you're over 60 and want to stay active, independent, and confident on your feet, you'll want to stay with me until the very end. Our bones are living tissue. They're constantly breaking down old bone and building new bone. When we're younger, this process usually stays balanced. But after about age 50, especially after menopause in women, and as men grow older, the body often loses bone faster than it can replace it. That can lead to weaker bones, a condition called osteoporosis, which simply means bones become thinner and more likely to break. The good news is that diet is one piece of the puzzle that we can influence. No single food will make or break your bone health overnight, but eating certain foods too often may gradually work against your body's efforts to keep bones strong. Along with regular physical activity, enough vitamin D, calcium, protein, and healthy lifestyle habits, making smarter food choices can help support healthy aging. Let's begin with the first food. Number 8. Salty processed foods. Many older adults enjoy canned soups, frozen dinners, deli meats, packaged snacks, or fast food because they're convenient. And there's nothing wrong with enjoying them occasionally. The problem is that these foods often contain very high amounts of sodium. Why does that matter? When you consume too much sodium, your kidneys may remove more calcium from your body through your urine. Calcium is one of the key minerals your bones need to stay strong, and losing too much of it over time may make it harder for your body to maintain healthy bone density. Imagine trying to build a brick wall while someone quietly removes a few bricks every day. You may not notice at first, but after months or years, the wall becomes less stable. That's similar to what can happen when excess sodium contributes to calcium loss. Instead of relying heavily on processed foods, try seasoning meals with herbs, garlic, lemon juice, or spices. Choosing lower sodium versions of soups or preparing simple homemade meals more often can make a meaningful difference over time. And speaking of foods that quietly affect calcium, the next one surprises many coffee lovers. Number 7. Too much caffeine. Now, before anyone panics, you do not have to give up your morning coffee. Moderate coffee intake is generally considered safe for most healthy adults. The concern comes when caffeine intake becomes excessive, especially if calcium intake is already low. Large amounts of caffeine may slightly reduce calcium absorption and increase calcium loss. While the effect is relatively small, it can become more important for older adults who are already at higher risk for bone loss. Think of caffeine as something that isn't necessarily harmful by itself. But like many things, too much can create problems. If you enjoy coffee, consider keeping it in moderation and make sure you're getting enough calcium and vitamin D from your overall diet. Some people also choose milk or fortified plant-based beverages instead of creamers with little nutritional value. Stay with me, because one of the biggest bone health mistakes isn't something most people think of as unhealthy at all. Number 6. Sugary soft drinks. A cold soda may be refreshing, but drinking sugary soft drinks regularly may not be the best choice for your bones. First, these drinks often replace healthier beverages like milk or fortified alternatives that provide calcium and vitamin D. Second, many sugary beverages contribute extra calories without important nutrients. Some cola drinks also contain phosphoric acid. While phosphorus itself is an important mineral, an overall diet that heavily favors processed foods and soft drinks while lacking calcium-rich foods may not support healthy bones as well. Picture two neighbors. One waters their garden every day. The other keeps pouring sugary drinks into the soil instead of water. Over time, which garden is more likely to thrive? The healthiest approach is balance. Water remains one of the best choices for hydration, while milk or fortified alternatives can help support bone health as part of a balanced diet. But there's another everyday ingredient hiding in many desserts and packaged foods that deserves attention. Number 5. Too much added sugar. Cookies, cakes, pastries, sweet breakfast cereals, candy, sweetened yogurt. Many of these foods contain large amounts of added sugar. Sugar itself doesn't directly dissolve your bones, but diets high in added sugar often crowd out healthier foods rich in calcium, magnesium, vitamin K, and protein. High sugar diets may also contribute to weight gain and increase the risk of conditions like type 2 diabetes, which can affect overall health, including bone health. Think about your dinner plate. Every bite of cake or candy is one less opportunity to eat foods that nourish your bones. Instead of reaching for sweets every afternoon, try fresh fruit, plain yogurt with berries, or a handful of nuts if they're appropriate for your dietary needs. Small swaps repeated consistently often matter more than dramatic changes that don't last. And now we're moving into foods that many people consider healthy, but can still become a problem under certain circumstances. Number 4. Excessive alcohol. Many people enjoy an occasional glass of wine with dinner, and for some adults, moderate drinking may fit into a healthy lifestyle. But drinking alcohol heavily or regularly over many years can interfere with bone health. Alcohol may reduce the body's ability to build new bone. It may also affect balance and coordination, increasing the risk of falls, which is especially concerning when bones are already fragile. Imagine climbing a ladder while wearing slippery shoes. Even if the ladder is sturdy, the risk of falling increases. Strong bones are important, but preventing falls is equally important. If alcohol is part of your routine, talk with your healthcare provider about what level is appropriate for your individual health, medications, and medical history. The next food catches many health-conscious people by surprise. Number 3. Wheat bran in large amounts without balancing calcium intake. Wheat bran is rich in fiber, and fiber is important for digestion, heart health, and blood sugar control. So why is it on this list? Very large amounts of wheat bran can reduce the absorption of calcium when eaten at the same time as calcium-rich foods or supplements. This doesn't mean you should avoid fiber. Far from it. The key is timing and balance. If you're taking a calcium supplement or eating calcium-rich foods, it may help to avoid consuming large amounts of wheat bran at exactly the same meal. It's another reminder that nutrition isn't just about individual foods. It's about how foods work together. We've reached the final 2, and one of them may already be sitting in your refrigerator. Number 2. Foods low in protein when they replace nutritious meals. This one isn't about a specific food. It's about a common eating pattern among older adults. Some seniors lose their appetite or begin choosing light snacks instead of balanced meals. Toast, crackers, chips, or small sweets may seem easier than preparing a full meal. But protein plays an important role in maintaining both muscles and bones. Without enough protein, the body may struggle to maintain bone tissue effectively. Strong muscles also help protect bones by improving balance and reducing fall risk. Good sources of protein include fish, eggs, beans, lentils, dairy products, lean poultry, tofu, and other protein-rich foods that fit your personal dietary preferences and medical needs. If you've noticed a reduced appetite, unexplained weight loss, or difficulty eating enough protein, it's worth discussing with your healthcare provider or a registered dietitian. They can help identify safe ways to meet your nutritional needs. And finally, the number 1 food category that many seniors don't realize may weaken bones over time. Highly processed diets that replace whole foods. This isn't about one single product. It's about an overall pattern of eating. When meals become dominated by packaged snacks, refined grains, processed meats, sugary desserts, and convenience foods, the body often receives less calcium, magnesium, potassium, vitamin K, protein, and many other nutrients that bones rely on every day. Healthy bones don't depend on one miracle food. They depend on a balanced pattern repeated consistently over months and years. Think about building a house. You wouldn't expect it to stay strong if you only delivered nails but forgot the wood, bricks, cement, and roofing materials. Your skeleton works much the same way. It needs many nutrients working together. A bone-friendly plate might include colorful vegetables, fruits, beans, dairy or fortified alternatives, lean protein, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. Combined with regular weight-bearing exercise like walking or strength training, enough vitamin D, avoiding smoking, limiting alcohol, and staying physically active, these habits help support healthy bones as we age. It's also important to remember that not everyone has the same nutritional needs. Certain medical conditions, medications, digestive disorders, or kidney disease can affect which foods are appropriate for you. If you've had a fracture after a minor fall, noticed you've become shorter, have persistent back pain, or have concerns about osteoporosis, don't ignore those signs. A healthcare professional can evaluate your bone health and determine whether testing or treatment is appropriate. Before we finish, here's the most important message I'd like you to remember. Healthy aging isn't about perfection. You don't have to eliminate every favorite food. The goal is to build a pattern that gives your bones the nutrients and support they need while limiting foods that may work against them when eaten too often. Small choices, repeated every day, can add up to meaningful changes over time. Whether it's reducing salty processed foods, cutting back on sugary drinks, choosing more protein, or filling your plate with whole foods, every positive step helps support your independence and mobility in the years ahead. Thank you for spending these moments with me today. I hope this information helps you feel more confident about caring for your bones as you age. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these 8 foods surprised you the most? And if you're comfortable sharing, let us know your age and which country you're watching from. Your experiences may encourage someone else in our healthy aging community. Until next time, take good care of yourself, stay active, stay curious, and keep investing in your health one simple habit at a time. Now that we've covered the foods that may quietly work against your bone health, let's shift our focus to something even more encouraging: what you can do to help protect your bones starting today. One of the biggest misconceptions about bone health is that calcium alone is enough. While calcium is certainly important, it's only one piece of a much larger puzzle. Think of calcium as the bricks needed to build a strong house. But bricks alone can't hold the structure together. You also need workers, cement, beams, and a solid foundation. Your bones work in much the same way. Vitamin D is one of those essential helpers. Without enough vitamin D, your body has a harder time absorbing calcium from the foods you eat. Even if your diet contains plenty of calcium, low vitamin D levels may mean your body can't make the best use of it. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight, and many older adults spend less time outdoors than they once did. That's one reason vitamin D deficiency becomes more common later in life. Foods such as fatty fish, egg yolks, and fortified dairy products can provide vitamin D, although many people still need additional support. If you're concerned about your vitamin D levels, it's worth discussing with your healthcare provider. A simple blood test can often determine whether you're getting enough. Another nutrient that doesn't always get the attention it deserves is magnesium. Magnesium helps activate vitamin D and plays an important role in building healthy bone tissue. It's found in foods like almonds, pumpkin seeds, spinach, beans, and whole grains. Many people don't realize that eating a wide variety of whole foods naturally provides magnesium, along with many other nutrients your bones appreciate. Vitamin K is another important player. It helps activate proteins involved in building strong bones. Green leafy vegetables such as kale, broccoli, spinach, and Brussels sprouts are excellent sources. If you take blood-thinning medications, however, don't suddenly change your vitamin K intake without first speaking with your healthcare provider, since consistent intake is important for those medications. Notice a pattern here. Healthy bones don't depend on expensive supplements or miracle products. They rely on a balanced eating pattern that provides many nutrients working together. Let's also talk about something many seniors overlook: muscle strength. When people hear the phrase bone health, they usually think about bones alone. But muscles and bones work as a team every time you stand up, climb stairs, or carry groceries. Stronger muscles help protect bones by improving balance and stability. They also place gentle stress on bones during movement, which encourages the body to maintain bone strength. It's one of the reasons doctors often recommend weight-bearing activities. Weight-bearing simply means exercises where your body supports its own weight. Walking is a wonderful example. Dancing, climbing stairs, gardening, light resistance training, and Tai Chi can also be excellent choices for many older adults. You don't have to become a marathon runner, and you certainly don't need to exercise for hours each day. Even a 20 to 30-minute walk most days of the week can provide meaningful benefits for many people. If you haven't been active recently or have health conditions that affect your mobility, talk with your healthcare provider before beginning a new exercise routine. They can help you choose activities that are both safe and effective. Here's another question worth thinking about. When was the last time you had your bone health evaluated? Many people don't realize they have osteoporosis until after they break a bone. That's why osteoporosis is sometimes called a silent disease. It often develops without obvious symptoms. You may feel perfectly healthy until one day a simple fall results in a broken wrist, hip, or spine. Certain warning signs deserve attention. Losing height over time, developing a stooped posture, or experiencing persistent back pain may sometimes be linked to small spinal fractures caused by weakened bones. These symptoms don't always mean osteoporosis is present, but they are worth discussing with a healthcare professional. For adults at higher risk, a bone density scan can help estimate bone strength and guide treatment decisions. Your healthcare provider can tell you whether this type of screening is appropriate based on your age, sex, medical history, medications, and personal risk factors. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine two neighbors, both 72 years old. The first enjoys plenty of vegetables, eats enough protein, walks every morning, spends some time outdoors, and keeps regular medical appointments. She isn't perfect. She still enjoys dessert now and then, but most days her habits support her overall health. The second neighbor relies heavily on processed meals, rarely exercises, drinks several sugary sodas each day, and spends most of his time sitting indoors. He assumes weak bones are simply an unavoidable part of getting older. 10 years later, their health may look very different. Of course, genetics, medical conditions, and medications all play a role, but daily habits can influence how well we age, and they often add up in ways we don't notice from one day to the next. That's one reason it's never too late to make positive changes. In fact, research consistently shows that healthy lifestyle habits can benefit older adults well into their 70s, 80s, and beyond. Your body continues responding to nutritious foods, regular movement, and good self-care throughout life. Before we finish, let's clear up a few common myths. Myth number 1. If I drink milk every day, I never have to worry about my bones. Milk can certainly be part of a bone-friendly diet, but healthy bones also require vitamin D, protein, physical activity, and many other nutrients. No single food can do the entire job. Myth number 2. Broken bones are just part of getting older. While fracture risk does increase with age, many fractures can be prevented by maintaining bone health, reducing fall risks, staying active, and receiving appropriate medical care when needed. Myth number 3. If I don't have pain, my bones must be healthy. Unfortunately, osteoporosis often develops quietly. That's why regular checkups and appropriate screening are so valuable, especially for people with known risk factors. As we wrap up today's conversation, remember this simple message. Your bones are living tissue. They're constantly responding to the choices you make every day. While aging is something none of us can stop, There is a great deal we can do to support healthy bones through balanced nutrition, regular movement, and staying informed. You don't have to change everything overnight. Perhaps this week you decide to replace one sugary drink with water, prepare one extra meal using fresh ingredients, take a daily walk, or add another serving of leafy greens to your dinner. Small improvements practiced consistently often become lifelong habits. Most importantly, don't ignore persistent pain, repeated falls, sudden loss of height, or fractures that happen after minor injuries. Those are important reasons to seek medical evaluation. Early diagnosis and treatment can make a meaningful difference in protecting your mobility and independence. Thank you for joining me today and investing a few minutes in your future health. If you found this video helpful, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Which tip are you planning to try first? Have you already made changes that helped improve your bone health? Share your experience in the comments so others in our community can learn from you. And if you're watching with a friend, spouse, parent, or loved one who's over 60, consider sharing this information with them. Sometimes one simple conversation can inspire healthier habits that last for years. Until next time, keep taking those small, steady steps toward a stronger, healthier, and more active life. Your future self will thank you for it.